her sketchbook. Friends' pets. Portraits of her fave influencer. Meme. Art based on her fave animal. Song lyric inspired page. Character crossovers. Draw on top of pieces of scrap paper.
First go like this. Spin around, stop. Double take 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then pelvic thrust. Woo! Woo! Stop on your right foot. Don't forget it. Now it's time to bring it around town. Bring it around town. Then you do this, then this, and this, then that, and this, and that, and this, and that, and then...
If you are an artist, you were meant to see this. Just say hi in the comments. Let's all network with each other, find some underrated accounts to follow, and get some art inspiration.
I'm colorblind. This that 1-800 hit my line. Let me 1-800 blow your mind. Yeah.
Draw my Roblox character with me. Highlight. All done.
This is what you want, baby, this is what you want. And this is what you want, baby, this is what you want.
Every night at dinner, I'll be there. Every birthday party, I'll be there. Every Christmas, I'll be there.
Day is never finished. Master got me working. Someday Master set me free. Dude, shut up, Cartman.
In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did.
I really want to learn how to get these art styles. I would draw more often if I drew like this. I would never stop yapping about it and drawing my favorite people in these styles.
check. Liking this American boy, American boy.
My guy's pretty like a girl, and he got 5 stores and girls.
You ain't never seen a nigga like me, young bro. I'm so cold.
When my car breaks down, I don't call a mechanic. I just open the hood and then I stare at it, and then I call a mechanic.
I wanna see you dance. I wanna see you dance.
You became a stranger, and without you believing me, then you became a danger. I felt like this world to me.
And unfortunately, due to time, people change, priorities change, and the way people.
Comic thingy of how two of my OCs met. It why I started tweaking. Finished here. Results, woohoo.
Sneak peek, Heki 3.
50K to cousins, post a caption. Pray none of my enemies hold me captive. I grieve different.
I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm better. I am better.
Make a sketchbook page with me.
Here's the sketchbook drawer since my sketchbook is almost over. These are my sticker pages. I collect stickers. Next we have my first spread, which is a Madoka Magica spread. You will see a lot of Madoka Magica in here. Next is my OC Harper, then Penny. These are two OCs of mine with no relation. Now they're one of my friend's OCs. This one I tried the Brazilian Miku trend, except her skin is literally orange. This is when I had really bad art block and literally couldn't think of a single thing to draw. I really want to finish this. Random character. This is a redesign of one of my first OCs that I've had for like 3 years now. More drawings of OCs. Bunch more, except this was practice for hatching.
You stay positive. You always believe that everything is going to work out. How do you do it?
Well, I'll tell you my secret, sir.
I lie to myself. Every morning when I wake up, I say everything's gonna be okay, but I'm lying.
You became a stranger, and without you believing me, then you became a danger. I felt like this world to me.
guess I'm colorblind. It's that 1-800 hit my line. Let me 1-800 blow your mind. Yeah, dick real deadly, do little damage. Got like 20 children in cannon. Foot unsexy, snap like sandwich. Hit a double threesome, ride a tandem. Got good DNA, shawty thick, got TNA. I'm making moves, no POA. Ain't busting quick, no ETA. It's either she or maybe her. I cannot pick. I got that roly-poly-oly. It go tick, 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 tick. I'm at the Nino playing blackjack, always hit. If baby's broke, he's only doing it for that bit. Don't fuck this shit up on me. Don't put this shit up on me. Don't put this shit up on me. Don't.
Yep, about my OC lore. So this OC is Luca and is one of my most traumatized OC because I love him so much. First, his mom was an addict of like drug and alcohol, and even when she was pregnant of him, she will kept like using it. So it messed up Luca's mind even before he was born. He was born with addiction as well. So during his childhood, like he had a very bad mom, so she wouldn't take care of him. She would like beat up his ass. So one day, when he was 15, for self-defense, he had to kill her with her girl, and he was like, oh my god. After that, he went to jail, and for 2 years, when he was in jail, they didn't be or a mental test because he has a lot of mental illness like schizophrenia, paranoia, bipolar, Tourette syndrome, DID, stuff like this. So right now he's in the psych ward, and he's the most violent and aggressive patient. So he's like alone, and just he only accepts some nurse to take care of him. And his alter ego, he has one who's very nice, which is Lucien, which could be him if his mom wasn't bad. So I hope you like this kind of content, and you tell me if you want more video like this or not. Bye!
How I keep motivation to actually finish my sketchbooks. So firstly, I have this poster of a mildly threatening fish on my wall. That's fun. But a major thing actually is the size of the sketchbook, which is a huge factor because something like this is a lot more entertaining than something like this. As you can see, I also prefer using brighter colors just because I find something like this a lot more boring than something like this. Another way I love keeping sketchbook motivation is challenging myself with quantifiable goals. For example, challenging myself to draw 100 houses or 500 fish. So this way my goals in practice will seem a lot more worth something because there is an endpoint in sight. This is an example of how I improve my art with this technique. Another thing is just to experiment with materials. Personally, I love doing mixed media and it keeps a lot of motivation. Lastly, just draw what you like. No one's really forcing you to draw anything that you don't like. Personally, I love drawing sea creatures, and that's like what a lot of my pages are filled with. Okay, bye.
When you have a toddler, you don't really get a whole lot of time to sit down and create, so tonight I'm trying to beat the sunset. Here we are working in my sketchbook, yay! Mr. Bear went down for bed, so I am sitting on my porch and I'm doing a little doodle scribble. I definitely thought that I was going to be able to get this done before the sun went down, but unfortunately I was not fast enough. And because at this point in my career I'm not really trying to make masterpieces, I'm just trying to like force myself into creation mode, I really sped through this end part and it gets really sloppy. One thing that I'm working on with my therapist is letting go of control and not needing for everything to be perfect all the time. So, you know, this is like a great exercise for me. And I had a lot of fun making this. It was like a little mixed media moment. I used a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know. At this point, you can clearly tell that I've lost all of the natural light and I'm working off of the street lamp. I was also being feasted on by mosquitoes. I was pretty much done, tired, overstimulated, being eaten alive, sweaty, disgusting, foul, ready to go to bed at this point. So I just decided that I was covering over these stars instead of trying to do anything else with them because I had no patience left. And since the lighting was so absolutely terrible, I decided I was going to show this in the daytime when it looked a lot better and cute and fun and colorful, and I really like it. What do you guys think? Love it or hate it?
Here we have it, my very first sketchbook. I'm covering my name, but as you can see, I was 15 years old when I started it. I'm gonna be turning to a random page and redrawing whatever page I land on. Oh my god. So this is actually the first page. I have all the colors here. Perfect. So I'm gonna redraw. Alright, so as a reminder, this was the before, and voila, the after. I like how she came out. I did change around the colors a bit because the colors I chose before just looked awful. But yeah, here she is. And let me know if I should redo some more of my old art, because there is plenty.
How to draw any character. Male. Same old oval for the head. Center line, eye line. Bigger oval for male torso. Mark the center. The neck hole. Rib cage. Draw the neck by connecting them. The trapezius. Triangles for the shoulder blades. The pelvis. Connect the line of action. Draw the pelvis as a pyramid cube. Draw the waist by connecting them. The sexy V line. The navel. Spheres for the shoulder joints. Collarbone. The armpits. The lats muscle. The chest muscle pecs. You can draw the muscle fibers. 3D the pecs. The six packs. The obliques. Line of action of the arms. Think in 3D forms and structures. Shoulder as a triangle cap. If you don't understand muscle, you can treat the arm like cylinders, as if you're drawing a toy figure. Or you can try to understand what you see in your reference. Male have more angular shapes compared to female, but all depends on the character you're drawing. The eye sockets. Nose, ears. Okay, if you made it this far, haha, you can now draw your husband.
Hey there, thank you so much for this question. I'm gonna try to break this down for you pretty quickly, so stick with me, okay? So first thing, I just want to say that I've been drawing for a really long time, but it wasn't until 2020 and now that I feel like I've truly found my groove. So this is what I think kind of helped with that. This is my sketchbook. I got this for myself and started it in March of 2021. Here is my first page. It's a place that I experimented with mediums. It's also a place where I experimented with character designs. It is a place where I was inspired by other artists and I wanted to kind of experiment and figure out what it was to draw from another person's creative lens. It is a place where I did studies even. I did a few flower studies. It's definitely a place where I jotted down ideas for future projects that I hope to do. It is definitely a place where I came to release emotions and allowed myself a safe space to grieve. I also tried to learn how to draw my kitties and learn how to draw things that made me happy. And finally, it got to the point where I think I started to get more comfortable with experimenting and trying new things and combining mediums together, like ink pen and markers and gel pens. At some point, I really got inspired by colored pencils and adding more color into my book. And this is kind of where you start to see more color come into my coloring book. And it is just, it's so many colors. And more recently, it's become a place where I experiment with ink, something that honestly really scared me before. And I find a lot of joy in doing this now, and it really excites me to bring out my my ink pens and, you know, explore with the idea of making mistakes and not worrying about it. So at the end of the day, it's honestly just a lot of trial and error and being comfortable with the idea of making mistakes and making sure that you're not letting that fear hold you back. Anyway, I really hope that advice helped, and if you have any other questions, just be sure to let me know down below.
Hey guys, it's time for another sketchbook tour. A lot of stuff in here is pretty experimental. I was trying out some new things and also experimenting with my art style, so let's check it out. Last time that I did a video showing my sketchbook, people wanted a little close-up of my Emmett keychain, so here he is. And on the cover I have some John Doe stickers. This like glows under UV light, but I don't have black lights in my room sadly. And this is like a little dough ball sticker, and it's like glitter. I love glitter. Before I open this, I do need to say that the first page has like some blood and stitching, so if you don't like that, maybe skip forward a little bit. Alright, here's the first page. I'm kind of trying out a new coloring style, and so far I really like how this looks. I really like the shading on the hair. But yeah, this is me as a zombie, because I don't know, I love zombies. And I've been doing the dates on the back of the drawings now. This was on February 1st. Over here we got Carl from Law Talos, because thanks TikTok Mutuals for getting me into this. I really like how this turned out. This is one of my favorite poses that he does, and I wanted to try drawing it. I love the background so much. This was really fun to do. And here's the date with a doodle of Carl, and I tried doing Arma, but that just looks like a duck. And over here is a drawing I did of myself. This is honestly one of my favorite drawings I did so far. I used like this kind of shiny pen to do the music notes, and I really love how this page came together. Here's a day with a little alien doodle. And over here is a drawing of my OC Keith. I love drawing him, and I'm so glad that a lot of people like him too. Here's the day, and here's a drawing of my other OC Spike, who is Keith's best friend. Just so you guys know, I read the comments, and I see what you say about him. Here's the day with a little doodle of Spike, and here's a drawing of Jushimatsu from Osamatsu-san, because every time I think I forgot about it, I end up drawing him again. He's my favorite though, he's so goofy. Here's the day with a little doodle. Here's my dog trap drawing I did. I cut off the bottom half because I was embarrassed that I spelled Darkest Desire wrong. Here are some eye doodles I did. You can probably tell that I used to draw little cipher a lot. Here's the day with a little doodle. This is a drawing of Carl I did while watching the Super Bowl. I was trying to convert him more to my art style because the other drawing was just me referencing the screenshot. I know his hair's on the wrong side, but I was too far in to change it. Here's the day with a little drawing of Carl again. This man is deranged. And here's another drawing of Keith I did while watching the Super Bowl. I like having my characters have like their own color of blood. I gave Keith like dark blue kind of blood. The background's nice, and lately I've been trying to practice more sitting poses because that's what I struggle with the most, and I'm trying to get better at it. Here's the day with a little doodle of Keith, and that's kind of all I have right now.
So I'm going to be answering some questions from a video I posted yesterday because look at these comments. I can't get to all of those. So I'm going to be answering the most common ones. Where do I decide to put all my dots on my line? I do not decide. It is mostly random. I go with the flow. Do not overthink it. The places I do not put it is around the eyes and sometimes the face. I only put it around the face when the eyelashes is breaking the frame of the face. That's mostly it. Other than that, just go with the flow. What paper or what sketchbook and supplies I'm using? I am using a Hoo sketchbook, and I'm also using a watercolor pencil for sketching, and my favorite pens to work with is the micron pens. I will do a deeper dive on the sketchbook on another video, but these are the supplies I'm using. Yes, you can draw my character. I do not mind. Just tag me. I would love to see it. Does she has a name? No, because this is my second time drawing her, and I haven't really decided what name I want to give her. So if anybody got any suggestions, put it down in the comments. I would love to know. And the one that got the most likes, that will be her name. Just please don't be weird about it. I'm begging you. Does she have a partner? Yes. It's a stupid little love triangle that I'm doing with this thing, and I just love it. It's funny in my head, and I definitely will share it with you guys soon. Do I do commissions? No. I used to before, but because of what's going on in the background, I do not have any time for it. And the amount of people that have been trying to scam me on top of it, I just completely stopped. But I have stickers in my shop right now. I am going to be making more, and if those stickers are popular, I will be making my own prints in the future. So if you guys want like stickers of her, I don't mind making them. Just let me know. Thank you so much for y'all guys' love and support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Sketch with me. What do you think?
For this question, I actually had to go and get my sketchbooks because my answer would have been very different if you had asked me a few years ago before I started doing more traditional studies. The very simple answer is that you don't. You don't want to find one style that you can draw in. You want to practice drawing many different ways and many different things because your strengths will become more apparent by doing so. You may all know me for my art that looks like this, or specifically my characters that look like this, but this style is what I use for my webcomic and for my commercial art, or like the art that I do for commissions. But the only way that I really came to this style is by trying a bunch of different ways of drawing, and I did that for a few years. This isn't to say, though, that you have to draw for years before you can decide what your style is. I'm more encouraging people to not lock themselves into one way of drawing unless you're doing it for a specific project. It's just as important, though, to do studies in different styles or to try ways of drawing that you wouldn't usually. Not just because this makes you a more versatile artist, but also because you'll be able to integrate the things that you learn from doing this into the art style that you use regularly. While most of my art tends to take more of an anime twist, the life studies that I've done in my past and with my figure studies classes have directly affected my ability to draw that anime style in a way that is more appealing to the viewer's eye. So basically I'm saying, if you're drawing for fun or if you're drawing to learn, don't lock yourself into one thing. That said, if you're drawing to try and find a specific style that you can replicate consistently, studying styles that you like is also a great way to start. Before starting Leica's Comet, I actually had a few short horror comics in the works, and they will definitely see the light of day again, I promise. These characters and designs aren't gone forever. But when I was working on developing this comic, I studied the styles of artists that I liked, the graphic novels and graphic artwork of, to better create a style that would work for a horror short comic, which the style that I use for Leica's Comet, at least in my opinion, it just wouldn't work. And so in summary, allow yourself to be flexible. Try different things and don't get frustrated if the thing that you've done isn't what you were originally aiming for, because any art that you draw is a learning process. Collect references of the styles that you like and put them together, probably in like Pinterest mood boards, and start making notes of what similarities those styles that you like share. And most importantly, from project to project, study to study, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your style changing. It's actually a good thing if you can take on multiple different challenges. Anyway, I hope this wasn't too repetitive. I also did just want to take the chance to show off some of my sketchbook work to kind of let you know, like, it's okay if your style is not consistent. Mine isn't either.